The Asia-Pacific Mission for Migrants is a pioneer in grassroots migrant movement building in the Asia-Pacific and Middle East region. Founded in 1984, in response to the growing number of Filipinos leaving their families behind to find work abroad, the APMM is registered as a non-profit limited company with charitable status in Hong Kong. In the 30 years since our founding, we at APMM have adapted to the changing times while still maintaining our purpose to serve those who migrate to other countries in search of a better life. We support the migrant movement through advocacy, organizing, and building partnership and solidarity for the advancement of migrants' rights and welfare. We believe that empowered migrants are central in upholding migrants' rights, instituting policies favorable to migrants and their families, and contributing to development that serves the people's interests. For more than 3 decades, we have been with grassroots migrants in the Asia-Pacific and Middle East region.
For many years, others have spoken on our behalf. Now we can speak for ourselves. Since the establishment of the International Migrants Alliance in 2008, the first global alliance of grassroots organizations of migrants, refugees, and displaced peoples, migrants are now empowered to speak up for themselves, to take up issues, lead and win campaigns, and engage with governments both at the national and international levels.
The APMM conducts a comprehensive advocacy program to help in the establishment and strengthening of migrant workers' organizations, build networks and partnerships with other organizations and institutions. We seek to raise the migrant workers' consciousness and capacities, as well as encourage the growth of their own organizations through education and awareness initiatives, as well as through a number of publications.
At the Asia-Pacific Mission for Migrants,
we work with migrants.
For migrants.
An overwhelming majority of migrants in Asia Pacific are workers and have to be approached as such in terms of organizing and advocacy. This program aims to promote the organization and inclusion of migrant workers into local trade unions in their respective countries. This way, migrant workers can bargain collectively for their economic and social welfare and to further serve as enduring platforms for comprehensive capacity building. This is migrant trade unionism.
Marriage migrants are migrants married to people in the host countries. If people think that the problems of marriage migrants have been resolved after the exchange of vows, they are wrong. They face a myriad of issues, from social integration, access to employment and services, discrimination and racism, domestic violence, and the condition of their children and families. It is then very important to organize, empower, and make them aware of their rights and their capacities in order for them to contribute to the society fully and at the same time be recognized as part of the community that they belong to.
domestic workers are frequently referred to as domestic helpers. APMM campaigns for the recognition of domestic work as work. Through this program, we link up with various grassroots migrant organizations as well as regional platforms to drumbeat the campaign at the international and national levels. We are currently campaigning closely in Asia-Pacific Middle East countries for the ratification of Domestic Workers Convention of the International Labour Organization.
The Development and Forced Migration Program of the Asia-Pacific Mission for Migrants was created because we believe that migration is a barometer for the current development practices and policies in different countries and in the world. We believe that the development that should happen is one that is pro-people and that it should create the condition wherein people will not be forced anymore to leave their countries and get subjected to vulnerabilities overseas so that they and their families can survive. So the DFM is created by APMM in order to advocate, in order to educate, and also do researches on what types of development can lead to such a situation wherein the people will have enough livelihood and their rights are respected so that they will not be forced to migrate anymore.
The Paid Partnership and Solidarity is an offshoot of APMM's long engagement with churches, ecumenical organizations, and paid communities in the region to gather their support for migrants' struggle,
justice, human rights, and dignity.
It encourages paid communities to establish programs and ministries as an expression of their solidarity and engagement with migrants' movement to campaign for decent work and against all forms of abuse, exploitation, discrimination, xenophobia that put millions of migrants in vulnerable situations.
Undocumented migrants are not illegal. While it is true that some people enter countries through non-procedural means, those who have entered the country legally become undocumented in the process. This is due to a number of reasons, some of which are unjust labor practices such as withholding of passports, absence of pro-migrant policies, labor standards that exempt migrants, and cases of labor exploitation. With migrants seen as national security concerns, it is no one easy to criminalize them, which we are campaigning against. Human rights are migrants' rights as well. They are not criminals.
Our mission is to defend the rights of migrants.
We dream of a society where families are not broken up by their urgent need to survive.
We dream of and will actively work for a homeland
where there is opportunity for everyone to live a decent and humane life.
We envision a strong movement of migrants of different nationalities in Asia, Pacific, and the Middle East, actively defending their rights,
Advancing solidarity with people movements
where they are working.
And linking up with their people's movements in their home countries.